Hello, and here we go. We are going to continue with the fun group, that is formatting of the text. And often we seen how we do, to underlining of our text and change them to different underlining, maybe formattings, and also being able to also change the underline color and stuff like that. So today we're going to at least delve into more, that is on how we do our strike through. Now strike through here is basically like maybe you want that particular part of the document to be, maybe to be removed, or in fact to be visible, maybe in a strange format. Then you do apply strike through and other stuff, but it is not commonly used in professional documents. So here, if I want like the entire of this text to be strike through, all you have to do is to choose the word strike through. Then once you click on it, now here we go, everything will be strike through, meaning there will be line, just like what we do when it comes to our normal handwritings. Sometimes we do wanna, let's say cancel some, maybe some wordings or some text or some, in fact, some writings inside our essay. So what we do is just to strike through a line, just to indicate that it has been cancelled. So sometimes also you do apply this for cancellations and other stuff. But anyway, you just whatsoever the reason is for you to do the strike through, best. But then like it is more like use, either you wanna, maybe remove something, or you want people to ignore that particular part of it, or in fact maybe you want it to be more like visible by everyone to be in a strange format. So you might want to do that. So now next to it is what we refer to as subscript. And now these subscripts here are also very much important. Let's say now sometimes you will see through the, especially when it comes to this physics writings and also chemistry writing, or in fact math writing. Sometimes you will see teachers writing, let's say maybe 16 m, but they want to write square, so they will say 16 m2. But 16 m2 here doesn't mean that it is 16 m2. So they wanted to write like this will be 16 m square. So sometimes without them using the math function, there are more equations here. There is an equation or a tab or a command called equation, where we do write a lot of math expressions in it. You understand? So now in here, if I just want to write, if I want this 2 to be on top of m as serving as a power, then what we need to do is now to take the subscript, that is this notation of the subscript. This means the power subscript, and this is the base subscript. Now if I choose the base subscript, for example, look at what will happen. I will have to highlight the 2 first. If I want the 2 to be a subscript to m, I will have to now click on the base, that is for it to be a base subscript. So all you have to do is to click on it. Now it will look like a base, and I believe most of us here have done something that we refer to this standard forms and other stuff, or number bases and other stuff. So let's say also I want to write let's say maybe a subscript that will have to serve as a power. Let's say we have, maybe I would want to write let me just note this down. Maybe I would want to write something like 17 17x square. I want it to be 17x square, but this is so hard for someone to understand or for someone to read, because why not there's nothing wrong when someone is like you have to take the 2 multiply with the 17 if it is written like this, because then here like both the 17 and the 2 will be seen as whole numbers, and then they can be multiplied. But in a normal circumstance, the person will want to write 17x square. So in that note, now I will want this 2 to be a subscript of power. Then all you have to do is to highlight the 2 only, then go to where we have the subscript, then you hit on it. Now it will serve as now a power. So this is one of the things that you do when it comes to the subscript. Now next to it is where we do add some text effects. For example, let's say we write just Ebou, and now I want some text effects here in this word Ebou. Now all you have to do is to just visit this text effects we have, that is the typography. And when you click on the drop down button, you will have many other options that will have to pop up. And now these are all the options that will have. This is a subscript that is having a shadow, and this one is having reflection, this one is having let's say a stroke at the end. We have island, we have reflection, we have also shadow, we have the glow. Glow will have to add some these are the example of glow. It will have to add some colors in the outer side of the particular element that has been taken. Either it is a picture, either now it is let's say just wordings or stuff like that. Sometimes also you may want to write just stylic sets and other stuff. Sometimes we also focus it on the linguist and other stuff. Yes, and that is what we do in changing, let's say, the text effect, like I was just trying to explain. Suppose we highlighted Evo, all you have to do is to just click on the text effect and choose any text effects of our choice, and we can still we will be able to format this to our own likings or to our own requirements depending on whatever we want. We may also change the color. So that is what we do in changing or adding some text effect. Now next to that is I want us to feel how we do highlight a text. Now it is more like important sometimes when we do write, like we do highlight some part of the document, maybe to show or to just lay more emphasis on that particular part of the document. Let's say now this last part of the document here, I want it to be highlighted to whatsoever color we want. So if you want to highlight the document, highlighting the document doesn't mean you are changing the font color. You are not here changing the font color, but then you are just adding some highlighting, let's say on the text itself, but not to change the font color itself. So when I highlight everything, by default when you highlight something, you will see through that it will have to give you a shade of that white gray sort of a thing. Now but when you just click your mouse to any point, it will have to fade away. We want something like a highlight here. We want everything to be highlight. So what I want to do here is, once you highlight everything, you go to where we have this AB with this painter bucket, some will see. And now if I just hit on the drop down button, I will see series of options. So when I choose any of them, it will have to give me the specific highlight that I want for my text. So if I choose the pink, we're good to go. You can also try to remove this by just clicking the no color, and here we go. So this is how we do add highlighting, or how we do highlight some part of our document. Now the other thing is, how do I change the font color? Now by default, whenever you type in the Word document, since the paper is white, then it will have to automatically change the font color to be black. So now I want this to be changed to any other color. All you have to do is to just highlight the entire text, that is the text formatting. Now we are going to change the font color to be whatsoever requirement we want. So just hit on the A that is having the font color here. So when I hit on the drop down button, so here it will have to give me a series of options, of which I will be able to change the text to any color that I want. So if I want this color, then here we go. So depending on the requirement that is given in the work, and then you will be able to change it to whatsoever color you want. And this is the font group itself. This is what we do in changing the font style, changing the font size. Maybe adding some italicizing it, let's say underlining something, and in fact changing the case that we have. So this is what we have in the font group, and we hope that everyone understood how we do interact with this. Now one thing about these applications is you just have to use them as we do use our phones. I can bet all of you guys here, you all use phones daily. You understand? But at your first go, most of you don't just go to someone and be like, can you please teach me to how I will gonna use the phone? What we do is just to be strong-headed sort of a thing, and be entering to wheresoever we want to enter, and try to be interacting with the phone. So that is my learning point. The time I was interacting with this application. Then what I normally do is I don't go to anyone and be like, I want you to teach me this. Trust me guys, I have never gone through any institutions whereas I will have to learn the applications here, that is the MS Word, the MS Excel, being the PowerPoint or any other thing, or let's say in fact the HTML and maybe the web, and also in fact the graphic design. It is through my curiosity that led me to understanding this and be able to explain to you guys. Like what I see this application is normally what I do tell students is let's see this application, or let's see the computer as our mobile phones. You understand? So we have files inside the computer. We also have files inside the mobile phone. We have the folder of video. We also have the folder of video inside the computer. So these two are so much related. The only thing that is different is the OS that is running in our phones and that is running in our laptop. That is the operating system. So that is the only thing that differs. But other than that, most of the functions you're having in your phone are all the same in the laptop. So this is what I want you all to take up. Try to be curious in finding.